The tale starts with a young man living in a tranquil, seemingly unremarkable world. But appearances can be deceiving, hiding deeper truths beneath the surface. This young man, unaware of the immense power hidden within him, is suddenly thrust into a chaotic, supernatural world after a terrifying encounter with forces beyond human comprehension. His life turns upside down, and secrets about his origins begin to unravel, leaving him questioning everything he once believed. The setting shifts quickly from mundane daily life to an institution that specializes in combat against the otherworldly. Here, the protagonist is introduced to a group of individuals who are trained to protect the world from dark forces that threaten to consume it. It's clear that their mission is critical, but they hide their true identities from the general population. The protagonist, struggling with his newfound abilities, must learn to harness them before the darker parts of his lineage take over. As he steps into this new world, he encounters allies and enemies alike, many of whom share his desire to fight back against the looming threat. Yet, not everyone is what they seem. Some of the most trusted allies hide dangerous secrets, and even the protagonist's mentors seem reluctant to reveal the full truth about the situation. A sense of mistrust begins to creep in, and the protagonist is unsure who to confide in. His bond with his closest ally, someone who had always been like a brother to him, begins to strain under the weight of hidden agendas and dangerous truths. Each battle they face grows more intense and personal. The protagonist's powers, once a source of confusion, now become essential for survival, though controlling them proves to be a near impossible task. As he pushes forward, doubts about his own identity plague him. His opponents taunt him with cryptic words about his heritage, leaving him desperate for answers that no one seems willing to give. The institution he belongs to soon faces an enormous crisis, one that shakes the very foundation of their existence. Their sworn enemies have grown bolder, and attacks become more frequent, with devastating consequences. It's no longer just a battle of strength, but one of cunning and strategy. Whispers circulate about betrayals within their own ranks, and suspicions begin to rise. The protagonist starts to realize that he may be at the center of it all, both the key to victory and the cause of their greatest threat. Throughout his journey, the protagonist forms a close-knit group of comrades. Each has their own unique skills, backgrounds, and motivations, but they share the common goal of defeating the dark forces that threaten to engulf their world. However, as their battles grow fiercer, cracks begin to form in their unity. Conflicting interests and personal vendettas come to light, pushing the group to its breaking point. Even the protagonist's most trusted ally begins to question his decisions, leading to explosive confrontations that risk tearing the group apart. As the protagonist delves deeper into his own origins, he uncovers a startling revelation about his family, one that explains his powers but also marks him as a target. This shocking truth shakes him to his core, leaving him torn between accepting his destiny or rejecting the path that has been laid before him. But with enemies closing in from all sides, he has little time to grapple with his emotions. The final battle looms, and the enemy's leader has set their sights on him, determined to either recruit or destroy him. In a race against time, the protagonist and his comrades embark on a desperate mission to prevent an ancient ritual that would unleash unimaginable devastation. But as they move closer to their goal, it becomes clear that they've been underestimated, with their enemies plotting a much deeper game. The protagonist's inner turmoil grows as he struggles to balance his powers, his loyalty to his comrades, and the weight of the truth he's learned about himself. Each decision he makes carries a heavy cost, and the lines between friend and foe blur more than ever. In the climactic final confrontation, all of the protagonist's struggles culminate in an intense, emotional showdown. The enemy, powerful and seemingly unstoppable, reveals their twisted motivation, a plan that stretches back centuries. The protagonist, battling not just for his life but for the fate of the world, must summon every ounce of his strength and confront the very essence of who he is. The pressure has reached its peak, and the consequences of failure are too great to fathom. But just as the battle reaches its peak, an unexpected figure emerges, turning the tide in a way no one could have predicted. The protagonist is forced to make a heart-wrenching decision, one that will define his future and the future of those around him. As the dust settles, it's clear that while the immediate threat has been dealt with, the consequences of the battle will ripple through their lives for years to come. The protagonist, forever changed by the events, knows that the fight is far from over. What awaits him next is uncertain, but one thing is clear: his journey has only just begun. And that concludes today's recap. If you're just as hooked as we are and can't wait to see what happens next, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give the video a like. Stay tuned for more thrilling recaps only here on Annie Analyze.